Tonight it's not just a race, it's a double-point showdown. Race 5 and 6 collide on the unforgiving dirt road course where legends are born. Final preparations to the Elon Musk right-hand turn are getting done. Let's go talk about some of the drivers we have our eyes on tonight for this DNQ dirt road course race. All right, guys, let's take some time to talk about some of the drivers that we're going to highlight tonight for the DNQ Intercourse race. And John Kidwell, one of those, is 2023, has seen him have 2 wins, 3 top 3s out of 4 races. But tonight, it's very important for him with double points to reel in this championship and close out the finals here in the Pro Cup Series.
Yeah, he's got a really good lead, 100 or so points, but he's not run well here at the Intercourse. He's maybe a shower, not a grower. And so when it comes down time, like, he might be coming up a little bit short. Some guys like Dylan Touch Me Teasley has been good on the Intercourse. He can really show out when it counts. He's right on the heels of Johnny Kidwell. If Kidwell has a bad run and double points tonight, Touch Me Teasley's got a good run, you know, we could be neck and neck for the battle into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the point standing here, Bill, and Brandon Connor's had a really strong run the last 3 races where Kidwell and Pro Cup especially has struggled, hasn't done as well to score points. So he might have to mount a January 6th defense here before he gets run over by Connor here and loses the championship. So he's got to try to sack up here and hang that right turn the best he knows how and put that 821 up front tonight.
Let's talk about Mark Ellis, another one of those drivers going for the Cup Series championship. Current points leader, he has an 8-point lead over Robert Showalter heading into this race tonight. He's had a really good season, the 2021 Rookie of the Year. I don't think he's finished out of the top 3, but a handful of, not even once this year, according to this graphic. What does he got to do to close this thing out?
I have no idea. He's got to keep Bobby Showtime in his rearview mirror, and that's going to be super long and hard here at the Intercourse. Bobby Showtime knows how to get it done. His card's black. It just runs a little bit harder than the average white card of Mark Ellis. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a big battle. Something I'm going to keep my eye on tonight.
Yeah, it's tight at the top. You've got the last 2-3 races, they've all been trading top 3 positions, so it's a battle of attrition, right? You get a back marker, gets that Ukraine flag, turns into you and puts you out of the race. You could instantly be, 150 points behind your competition here. So as long as Mark Ellis keeps his nose cleaner than Hunter Biden, he should be good to go, be able to hang out of this championship.
It's one to watch. Mark Ellis working on his craft here at the road course. He came and tested as well. And our final driver, the bad kitty, Adam Welsh. Is he ever going to win a championship here in DNQ? 14 career wins, 3rd all-time of all of his career wins. Can he finally break through and win one of these championships?
That's what I used to call taking home a fat chick from the bar, tested. Maybe Adam Welsh has done some testing in his day. Let's see if he can put that hog into good use here at the Intercourse.
He's got a good piece most nights, but he ends up getting, popping his top, getting too hot under the collar and wrecking with people. If he could just, pretend like he's in Catholic school and behave for like one or 2 races in a row, he could put himself up there. He's currently in the 4th spot in the Cup Series. He is, a little bit behind, 100 or so points behind, but he's just got to keep it clean, stay in order, follow party lines, and he'll be all set. He's got the speed, just doesn't have the discipline, it seems.
We'll take a look at those 3 drivers tonight while they run this road course on dirt, and this is what these guys are racing for right here, the Golden Ashley.
Oh, the most coveted trophy in all of DNQ. Somebody's going to get lucky tonight.
All right, JC, let's go to the Tech Garage and talk about some wheel offset.
Oh yeah, like the popular topic these days, guys, to transition their setups to something a little different than they're used to. That wheel offset will change stagger. Normally on an oval, you want 1.5 inches of stagger, maybe sometimes more. Not on the road course, you want to even that out. Maybe even move that left rear out a little bit, spread out that weight distribution more evenly across the rear axle for better transfer for those right-hand turns, and then wedge. Normally you want like 60%, wedge in there. You might want to knock it down to 56 or 55, even less if you can make it work with your chassis. We'll see how guys transition later tonight.
Well, in the past, we've had a couple road course races here, and man, that Dr. Fauci left-hand turn, guys, we see so much action there. There's mass mandates, variants, you name it. That's where we see most of our crashes in action.
Yet it never seems to get better every year at any opportunity. It just seems to get worse. There we see, we're going through the Musk right-hand turn. That's another one where we've seen somebody hang it on the outside before and make big moves happen against better judgment. And wow, yeah, there's the DeHaat money clip. That's a tight corner there.
Yeah, it seems like no matter how many jabs people get going through that Fauci left-hand turn, the action still stays hot and heavy. You're coming off the fastest part of the racetrack. You're coming to a very one-groove racetrack there. If you're stuck on the outside, you're going to end up in those hay bales. It's a totally different discipline. People aren't used to hitting their braking points. We joke about ARCA braking all the time. It's just something the guys don't do here normally. So it really separates the men from the boys, so to speak. We're still allowed to refer to gender here in 2023.
The curb's definitely another thing here, JZ, that we've seen. You hit the curb just right, you gain a half a second. You hit it just wrong, you lose 2 seconds. So around the DeHunt money.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can use those curbs, if your cart's off a little bit and you need some help weight jacking, you touch that left front or that right front of the curb, it'll help mechanically jack some more weight and get that cart to rotate. But you get it wrong, you're facing backwards in front of the whole field in a single lane racetrack, which isn't good for the old sternum, as we see our classic left rear fly off of one of the cars there, and everyone else piles up. But it's tough here at the road course. Physically demanding on the driver, lots of G's. They really got to man up to get through, especially that money clip there. That's a tight corner.
SRI Pole Award for tonight's Auto Lube and Repair Pro Cup goes to Isaac Harris with a 22.546. So starting the front row with Flying Ryanair's, who is pretty good at this road course.
For number 2, Fergie Jr. and Gage Painter.
Row 3, Dylan Teasley, who we talked about earlier, and Andrew Stewart.
Ben Murphy and John Kidwell looking for the championship.
Craig Smith and Matt Noyce.
Cole Iceman and Ray Feast in the 03.
Matt Weber and Jay Zarapata in the next row.
Brad Lyon and Alex Kirk.
Kyle Shaw will round out the field here in Auto Loop and Repair D&Q Pro Cup. Let's take a look at the rules here, Bill.
This is 390 pounds stock Predator. Treaded tires, don't mess with them. We'll be on board the Avenger one-man cart stand on board with cross-led Craig Smith. First lap, we go into the Fauci left-hand turn. Everybody makes it through cleanly, surprisingly.
Headed through that money clip and getting
the
high
whole field
up there.
Pushes out real wide to the wall. You do get a good run, but it leaves an opportunity for someone to get underneath you as they pack it into the Jack Bailey bus stop. Watch those huge curves as the whole field fights the grip and completes lap 1 clean. No one on their head yet.
No, so far, pretty neat single file. Everybody trying to keep their nose clean. We see somebody go out wide a little bit, but we talked about points earlier. It looks like these guys might be points racing here early on in the night. Let's wait till the laps wind down and see how tempers flare.
JZ, we talked about those curbs earlier. It looks like they're gently working through them, but they haven't knocked them down yet. Usually the first feature tonight, they try to knock those curbs down as we're watching Ferguson try to make the move on Isaac Harris. Do you see him start using it here really quick, very soon, as we see him starting to beat him down a touch?
Yeah, it's when the track gets run in a little bit better, I think you'll see more grip, they'll carry more speed, and guys will have more confidence aiming that first left-hander. Now, you notice Jeremy brought that first left-hander to the bus stop out into the old, oval racing groove a little bit more, so the drivers do have to put some more wheel into it. So I imagine as guys get more comfortable, you're going to see them absolutely destroying that first curb, trying to straighten out the bus stop and get through there faster before the cops see them making a hookup. As two guys hook up on the outside of the bus stop, giving each other the friendly salute there. I think that's Ray Thies in the 03, not too pleased with the fellow competitor.
Oh, that was the Iceman there. He had a problem with him. We're looking at Ferguson try to run down Harris. We know Ferguson's really good here at the road course. And Isaac Harris doing a great job as well. But points are the main thing right now. And John Kidwell doing well so far able to hold off that deal. Basically, for him, he just does not have to have a catastrophe tonight, and he's going to take home that championship as he runs in the 4th position as they head down the Jack Bailey bus stop.
Yeah,
Oh, Ryan
tricks
Ayers
everywhere
about
down
flips
there.
that thing
Whoa!
over. Wow, that was impressive.
Yeah, he got way too healthy of a chunk of those curbs, man. Jeremy has it set up to punish his drivers. We got a great battle for the lead here as we go side by side. A replay of two-wheel, high side and handsome. I hope you could pretty much sell sponsorship on that floor pan now if you want us to do that again here in Auto Loop and Repair Pro Cup as we are side by side for the lead. Harris barely hanging on, doing everything he can to try to keep the DOJ from putting him in jail, and he loses the lead. Side by side, they touch through the money clip. It's a great racing here at the
Those
Intercourse.
clutches are screaming up the hill, Bill, and that, as we watch these guys go down the Ultimate Racing Helmets bus stop, the Jack Bailey bus stop, as we watch the action through here, that he looked as sideways as you did at Stilettos there a couple years ago.
Yeah, they traded the lead back and forth, banging really tight race into the night. Then it looked like Harris grabbed a box of ballots and took it back from him as we go on board with Alex Kirk. Lots of weight in this cart right here. Maybe see him get up on 2 wheels. Can't run those curbs as hard as everybody else because he will tip over.
Now, he is driving that Moonhead
He's
machine
got a lot
as
of-
well, so that seat's used to having some...
Yeah, he's got some road course racing experience. As you see some hand gestures here, it looks like there's something not right with that number 18 machine as you look at some racing further on in the back of the pack here.
Ryan
Yeah,
Ayers
probably
trying to
missing
make
about
his way back.
15% of nose weight in that cart.
Yeah, the fronts are getting some heat in the tires, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. It's starting to get spread out a little bit now. You know, a little bit less interesting as you see. We're going to go too wide through the Jack Bailey bus stop. Ooh, I thought we were going to have a menage a trois there in just a second.
No,
Didn't
it
work
turns out
out.
It's just alimony payments there in the bus stop.
Yeah, that's it.
No child support yet, but it may happen later on. Oh, man. We got to, the clutches are screaming going up the hill here. It is impressive that these guys must service their equipment before they start these races, but man, it's amazing that Isaac Harris has held off Fergie for this long. I thought for sure Ferguson would get by him once he caught him, but he's in that bad arrow situation we talk about, Jay-Z, and he just cannot get by him.
Yeah, clean air is where it's at, Harris can put his go-kart exactly where he wants it. He makes a nice clean run through the bus stop. That kart's not getting out of shape. And the 0-0 there in second has to find a way around him. He seems to be a little bit better on the brakes and close up, but you can't drive through the guy. You know what I mean? Especially on a road course, you're not taking yourself out. So he's got to get creative and try to find a good run and complete that pass.
Yeah, two very different driving styles there. Harris, nice and tidy, big, sweeping, wide arcs throughout the whole track. And Ferguson just absolutely manhandling that thing sideways, pitching it in there, sliding the tires. It makes you wonder if he's saving anything for the end.
He very well could not be. He seems to be using it up. If you watch his hands, he's really throwing that thing around where, like you mentioned, Bill, Harris really seems to be smooth and in control and picking his entry points and his braking points really well. Using up that racetrack, making lines shorter where they need to be, but also coming out of that money clip, you'll watch him open up his hands and get out of that clutch sooner, have that clutch bite up and get a good run out. When you that clutch is engaged, you got your hands turned, you're just scrubbing speed at that point.
There it is, our Nitro 5 to go caution, and here we go. Let's see what we got down here in the Dr. Fauci left-hand turn. You never know what the left has for you here, do you?
No, it's a surprise to everybody every year. But all you know is it's going to be bad.
Green flag, and we are back underway. It looks like there's no feces in the side of the street as they get through the first corner.
Everybody makes it through, but here comes the rush of illegal immigrants coming to the top 5. The 3 are all nose to tail. They make it through the bus stop cleanly, but behind them, it's an absolute hornet's nest. Buses coming in. Homeless shelters getting overthrown, and Fergie dives it down in there, tries to get back to second, but not enough steam. He actually gets tossed back to 4th.
Fergie looked like a convenience
Yeah,
store
that nitro-
owner in San Francisco right there, trying to do the right thing, but just getting beat up. He's going to fall back to 4th.
Yeah. And like Trump's poll numbers, Harris is just surging ahead at this point. Poor Ferguson thought he was making the right move, but just fell back, lost a spot to the 12 cart. A 12 cart might have something for him. We'll have to see if Harris keeps holding a pretty wheel as we get down to 2 to go here as they go through the Ultimate Racing Helmets
Yes,
bus
and
stop.
if you need a new brain bucket, contact Ultimate Racing Helmets. You'll see their graphic at the Jack Bailey bus stop tonight in the video. So I know a lot of you guys have tested them out, but check them out, a new DNQ sponsor.
Harris losing some time through the hot money clip there. Got a little bit too tight. Might have ran out of cash. And he's under fire from the 12 cart. That 12 is a number that's won a lot here at the Millbridge Speedway as the doctor's jacket's out. The Dr. Fauci left-hand turn. Everybody makes it through it. Oh, we jumped to left rear. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely blew it as that lets Harris get back out in front. I'm not sure Gage is going to have anything to it as we come to the line.
Harris takes home the victory. Let's head down and talk to him in Victory Lane.
Isaac Harris in Victory Lane, Pro Cup winner for the intercourse race. Have you ever done that well in intercourse before?
Nah, not really. My buddy always drives. I just turn on and off to run, so he's running every other time, but he runs good every intercourse race, though.
5 to go caution, got pretty hairy. You had Gage Painter right there. I mean, talk about having to hold him off at the end.
Yeah, I mean, like cup racing, you got to do what you got to do, you know?
Isaac Harris, your winner tonight in the intercourse. Gage Painter, man, I feel like you were the fastest one tonight. Kind of gave up some spots in the beginning and settled in, but ran out of time at the end.
Yeah, we started off pretty rough there, just trying to figure out how to pass. I know I hit some people there. I'm sorry. Trying to figure out how to pass, but overall, it was all right race. So good job to Isaac. He deserves that one, so gotta get him next time.
What's the toughest part of intercourse? Just lasting the whole time?
Lasting the whole time, 100%.
Gotcha. And it's a good thing you have protection because that can go sideways real quick. Dixon came up 3rd. I feel like, were you chilling like the whole time for those 15 laps waiting, and then you just kind of got intercoursed at the end?
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing trying to race the leader so hard at the beginning because we still had the 5 to go caution. So I figured I'd kind of back off and save my energy. It's tiring out there, but no, it was fun. I got kind of shuffled back there at the end, but we were still able to maintain a 3rd place.
Well, he's running in about every division tonight, so he's going to be full-on intercourse by the end of the night.
Ryan Harris here. Ryan, you were competitive all throughout that feature, but what happened during that yellow to set you back?
When I about flipped on the bus stop, went through the middle of the track without stopping, so they put me back. It is what it is. Just it sucks. The cart was pretty good. A little tight through the bus stop, but besides that, wasn't too bad. Throttle was stuck through the bus stop. When I got tight, throttle was stuck, bermed it, and about like a flip. So saved it. So it is what it is.
So then you getting out in 3, was you trying to fix the throttle, I assume?
Yeah, the 4-pin bent, which made the throttle mount bend and move around, and it just got stuck. So.
Does it feel like a bit of a story? Because I can't think of too many people who would try and fix something like that on the racetrack. You'd think most people would go to the work area, but it seemed like you had enough of a sense of what was wrong to at least try to fix it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many things with a stuck throttle that it can't be. So found it, tried to fix it, didn't work. So ran the last 4 laps wide open. So that's what it is.
Tough break for Ryan Ayers in tonight's feature here at Millbridge.
SRI Pole Award for the Fit Stop Performance USAC Series goes to Carson Ferguson. He's a busy man here tonight. And he is going to start in the front row for the Fit Stop Performance USAC Series along with Vladimir Putin.
Row number 2, Mike Connerino and Johnny Kidwell back for more.
Row 3, Cody Sowles and Stephen Tatouge.
Todd Chafee, the points leader with Austin Thompson.
Oh shit, Todd Chafee's leading points. The second fastest tire guy, David Crops and Matt Perry.
Take a look at the USAC Series 425 clones. Solid cages and the aero rules are open. Todd Chafee has an in-cart camera tonight. We're being very generous with our cameras. Let's take a look at the points for the USAC series. As they sit right now, we touched on it. Todd Chafee, the points leader.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Mike Connerino second, and Stephen Broy, who's been strong all year, sitting in third, trying to take that lead
It's a
away.
double points night here, Jay-Z. Anything
Yeah,
can
Ivan
happen
fourth.
in this USAC series points.
Yeah, as we get to Kyle's box here, we get the green to head into the Fauci left-hand turn. I'm surprised we don't have more entries. I think it might have something to do with how much of a handful these cage carts are, turning left and right. Center of gravity's hires. We're on board with Todd Chafee. The Avenger one-man cart stands on board. They're a very physical cart to drive. Even on an oval, they're not exactly the best to work with. So on a road course, it's really separating the men from the boys here.
Yeah, one thing I'm not noticing on Chafee's car is that windshield wiper. We know how big of an aero device that can be on road courses. Decided not to run that here tonight, and he is back in the pack. He's going to need a bigger run than that if he's going to take this championship home. He doesn't have that big of a points lead.
The SKE teams, were talking to me before the race, saying that they thought the windshield wiper might be worth as much as 12 counts, but they took it off. They wanted to go back to what they knew and what worked for them. So we'll see if they regret not putting that on as we look at the Ultimate Racing Helmets bus stop here as our cage carts
Unbelievable, the wiper stuff. Think of all the money that they spend on that thing, and they could just as easily make a spec one. So looking at Cody Sauls racing against Johnny Kidwell, who's driving for Stephen Broy, who aggravated an injury. And look at that move Sauls makes. Kidwell, 5 career USAC wins, tied for most all time, and he's out here making it happen tonight in the Fit Stop USAC Series.
Yeah, he's trying to get as many laps here as he can. We see a lot of drivers run Winston West races and all that just to get some laps, and I think that's what Johnny Kidwell's doing here tonight, as making some moves in the USAC series. That really helps get your rhythm down, keep your speed through all the divisions here tonight. So let's see if that actually helps Johnny Kidwell later on take home the championships that he's
Want
in
to
running
congratulate Kidwell on the Pro Cup championship. He did clinch that in that last race, so he will be the 2023 Pro Cup champion as he heads into the National Championship Series. But Cody Sauls in this 22 has not run very well all year, but man, did he come and test it. He has got some speed here tonight.
He's a driving son of a bitch tonight. He's acting like he's in a Silver Crown car trying to win the Copper Classic right now. He's coming up to the field to watch out for Cody Sauls.
Carson Ferguson leading this field right
Who's
now
that
with
guy?
Vladimir Putin in second. And this field's starting to thin out a little bit, thinner than Joey Logano's hair in 2022. But guess what? We throw that caution at 5 to go, and it'll thicken
Making
right
a
back up.
comeback.
It's about the products, right?
You know what the cure for baldness is?
Yeah, Ferguson.
Money.
Yeah.
Money, that's exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he didn't quite make as big of a comeback as Elon Musk's hairline, but pretty damn close. Strong
Yeah,
run
him and
for
Chad
sure.
Knaus, they're all up there.
Speaking of strong runs, Ferguson not even in the picture anymore. Absolutely killing everybody. He was really strong in the first race here tonight. You know, it makes you wonder what he learned getting more laps that he was able to apply here to these USAC carts. We did see the extremely big black windshield wiper on that machine, so that he's got the aero dialed in, he's got the rhythm, and it definitely looks like he's got the mechanical setup dialed in on this
He's
cart
got
now
stronger
here, Tim.
runs than I do after a night at Hard 8. And let me tell you, it's pretty strong. We'd be running neck and neck right now.
Yeah. I mean, that place stops
I think
me
a lot
up.
of these guys. Show up thinking like, oh, maybe if I just knock it down to 58% and do this and do that, I'll be okay. But the test shows you that those numbers don't work. You've got to wholesale the cart even farther. And I think that's the advantage Ferguson has just with his setup, just by judging how that cart's turning and accelerating up off the corner. He's not shoving the nose like a whole bunch of other people are. That go-kart's working good.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out is that body roll you see through the corners. much like the dirt late models he's familiar with, getting that thing hiked up will get you some more side force, and he's definitely using it to his advantage going through these left and right hand corners.
Yeah, absolutely. You want that weight to transition from side to side. You don't want that cart flat. That's when you just start shoving the nose. You need that mechanical transfer in the go-kart. He has it
See the
in
Ukraine flag
spades.
out for David Crops and Steven Talgers. Let's go side by side here. So you don't miss a thing, and that camera's had a little bit of lean. It's been down on the hood sipping on the purple and grape drink, and it's a little sideways.
Oh, yeah. It's like me at your wedding.
On the right, we have our overhead camera. On the left, we have the live leaderboard, and we're going to follow Todd Chafee in the Avenger one-man car stands in-car camera. And, man, we talked about physically demanding, Jay-Z. You called it here. We're starting to see a physically demanding track for the driver and the camera as well.
Yeah, these guys have to start calling up the folks at Fit Stop Performance and figure out how to do a few extra burpees during the week, because they're starting to feel it, the forearms, your neck. And even though you might not be like dog tired, right, it hurts your focus. So that apex all of a sudden is a little bit harder to hit. Your braking points are a little sloppier. You know, maybe you don't hold the wheel as tight and you let someone get underneath you. It's a mental fatigue as much as it is physical. As we had our nitro manufacturing.
Gonna get
5 to
interesting
go
here, Bill. What do you think?
I think my old lady probably needs to do some more neck exercises too, along with these drivers. And Ferguson trying to hold on to his lead, gets a good jump out there, leading in the polls by far. But it's another bus full of immigrants behind him. They're going 5-6 wide. I see a barrier get put up in the middle of the river there, and that segregates them all. Ferguson out to another big lead. All he's got to do is keep doing what he's doing, and he's going to take this victory home, get himself a golden ash.
Bill, but I just saw a pallet of cinder blocks get delivered into turn 1, so we'll see what happens next corner.
It could be an agitator like Cody Saul in the Mercs here, trying to ruin a good night for Kyle Ferguson. He's taken a lot of curb there in the beginning of that Ultimate Helmet Supply bus stop there. Let's keep an eye on that. He needs to make sure he doesn't step on his own wiener here and finish this thing out strong.
Ivan Gudmestad's going to have a great
Who's in the 26
night.
car right there? That
running second, he was fourth.
Yeah, Putin there, like he's actually on the offensive right now. You know, Ukraine's trying to chase him down from behind, but so far that front is absolutely working for him. And a little bit of sideways right there, but able to hold him off. Second on the podium right there. You see a quick check of intelligence behind him as we go into the bus stop.
Do you think he wears a sweatpants and a jumpsuit like they would at the White House? White flag out for Carson Ferguson. Pretty sizable margin there. Looks like he's going to take it home here.
Windbreaker.
Ultimate Racing Helmets bus stop for Carson Ferguson. Last lap. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh!
I can't believe what I just saw. Unbelievable.
Is he dead?
That hurts. It hurts to the ego.
He's not dead.
And it hurts. He led every lap here tonight, and he just had a tough go at it. 2 career wins. Let's take a look at this again real quick.
Oh.
He just, like the spring offensive in Ukraine, just bit off more than he can chew and ended up rolling it over on 2 wheels there. It dug in hard, put him back on all fours. But, man, he wish he could have that one back and do that over again.
Yeah, didn't need to do that.
Just think about stepping on your pecker that hard. He's going to be hurting tomorrow for one more reason than another. Well, here we go. We're going to take the green and white. It is the last lap. So we'll see what kind of crazy business we'll get down here with the Anarchist into 1.
Yeah, here we go. We're about to board up some walls. Putin able to hold on through the Elon Musk right turn and the DeHaan money clip. We go to the Bailey bus stop. Everybody watching that curb, minding their P's and Q's, trying to be nice and sweet as Ivan Gumestad takes home the win in the USAC Series.
Down here in Victory Lane for the USAC division, Ivan G. I don't think I've ever really pronounced your last name right. Gudmestad? Good mistake. Is that right? All right, nobody cares. It's DNQ. I mean, running P2, final lap, Carson Ferguson, premature exit out of the intercourse. That's tough, but ended up with you in victory lane.
Yeah, I hate to say that I like to see him wreck, but I mean, landed us in victory lane. So I mean, hope he's all right. I thought I was just gonna settle for second, but and I saw him upside down. I was like, damn, there's a chance. So
I don't know if you know this, but some people have called him the Mark Martin of the DNQ series. I don't see it, but how do you feel about that?
am I supposed to feel something about that? I mean, Mark Martin. I don't really follow NASCAR, so I'm just coming out here to have fun.
Well, he drove the Viagra car, which would have been very fitting for the intercourse night. But Ivan Goodmastad, IVG, in victory lane.
Good. It just sounds better. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, we're down. Mike Contarino, P2. There's a fight back there in the intercourse. I mean, I had to elbow guys out of the way, which isn't usual. But talk about that last restart.
Yeah, it's chaotic for sure when you come to the intercourse. It's probably one of my favorite races we do in this series, and the last restart, there's no give and take anymore, and Cody hit the curb wrong entering the bus stop on the backstretch, and I just got the better of him, but all in all, double points, good points day. I think I could leave here with the points lead.
Well, that's why every inch matters in the intercourse.
You're getting me at least with them.
Cody Sauls, P3. I mean, fighting hard. I think you hit everything but the pace car out there, and there was no pace car. Every time I looked, all four wheels were off the ground, but this thing was fast.
Yeah, it's rough out there. Hope old boy that flipped, hope he's all right. But, it's pretty tricky. It's really fun, though. And, I don't know, pretty cool. Glad y'all put it on.
When is intercourse ever not fun?
I haven't experienced it not being fun yet.
All right, 10-4 on that. P3, Cody Sauls.
Bit of an emotional night here. Not too many DNQ races for you before you take off, but what was that like from behind the wheel? And the road course too, what was that experience like?
It was interesting to say the least. I can't really think of anybody who has ran their whole race here at Millbridge with a flat right rear, but somehow we managed it. Minus chain popping off there at the end, it was still a good time. Had a great run going for us until that happened, so I mean, what can you say?
Did the flat right rear end up maybe helping in a way?
I actually think it did, honestly. Breaking into the first turn at the start and finish line, it didn't want to turn in, but as soon as I picked up the gas, it would turn. It was turning on the rim.
But it worked out better. So last race here with DNQ before you deploy. So where are your emotions now that your DNQ season is effectively wrapped up for 23?
I mean, it's goes way further than just DNQ, honestly. I came to North Carolina to chase a dream. The Navy helped me get here. And now I'm at the end of that tour. So it's time for me to go back out to sea, finish up this career. It's bittersweet. I'm glad to be able to serve and do what I do, get to travel. I'm proud to be able to do what I do in racing and get to enjoy this. This was a childhood dream, and thank you to everybody who puts DNQ on and makes this what it is, and all the guys back at the shop, James, Alex, everybody. It's been a fun experience.
Do we think we'll see you back at DNQ once your tour's over? Is that the plan?
Yeah. There's potential even while I'm out at sea. Could see me here at some point.
Two places at once, perhaps. The future? Who knows? We'll see.
That's right, pole award. Jonathan Stewart, the Amish running back, will get that pole. Congratulations. He's churning the butter with Zach Campolonia on the outside front.
Nowhere.us second row is Patrick Brody and Brother Kidwell.
Ethan Lander's in contention of the points, and Jake Welts.
Andrew Hale and Tristan Bruce in the next row.
Did you take that off his grinder post? Tyler Deering and Jeremy Murphy.
Damian Jenks and Andrew Page.
Ronnie Osmer and Austin O'Childs, Howard Stern in the next row.
Austin Jones and Thomas Backmarkham.
Noah Rainwater and Travis Brown.
Chuck Herman and dude, we got Noah Rainwater. Man,
Levi Holmes.
there's got to be some animosity towards your parents, right? All right, Damian Jenks.
Noah's
It's like-
Ark breaking up the
Yeah, I was
back.
going to say, it's just like reading a Bible verse right there. Yeah?
Jesus.
All right. I guess so. All right, green flag. Here we go. Campolonia and Jonathan Stewart will around the front row. Kara C right in the middle of the action, getting great photos for us here in the DNQ series. As my goodness, do we have an absolute disaster in the back of the field. Let's go side by side so you don't miss a thing at home. We're on board with Damian Jenks as he is going to go through the Jack Bailey bus stop and navigate this crazy intercourse with a lot of traffic.
Don't tell me Noah Rainwater's number is 2x2. Because if it's not, it should be.
It should be.
We're on board here. What a mess. I mean, we're right in the thick of
Damian
it.
Jenks just clipped off 4 positions in one turn just by keeping his nose clean and not running into anything. I think that speaks a lot about track position here, too. If you run off the track and lose 2 or 3 spots, it's hard to make it back up with how tight the groove is. A certain part of the track's run in, the rest isn't. You really got to be on your game here. As Jenks turns underneath, gets another spot going into the bus stop. He must have his gearing wrong or not have enough steam in that thing as he gets a guy coming around the outside to retain that position.
Damian Jenks is a solid competitor. Always runs about top 5 in no matter what class he's in. And love to have him here in the Nowhere.us series. And he'll be one of those guys that transfer into the national championship races there at the end of the year, which next race is at the Iredell County Fairgrounds. Ought to be pretty interesting. And we're also going to have a heavy class as well.
Yeah, that's
as we're watching
somewhere you can
Campolonia
lose
lead
it
this
all.
race.
Yeah, Campolonia out in front still. Battle's back around 5th and 6th. Right now we're watching the battle for 3rd. You can make some nice change there through the DeHaan money clip. You know, you can get yourself a crisp $2 bill there for a couple of singles. And that's kind of what we're seeing here through 2nd and 3rd place, just exchanging a little bit of ground.
It's interesting to see where guys are trying to make their time, right? As you look at the Ultimate Racing Helmets bus stop here, there's a couple breaking points in the track, and do you want to be a hero and break late and maybe push out wide and lose some time, or do you go in slow and out fast? Which is the classic line there for road course racing. It's just interesting to see how guys make their speed around the racetrack.
We're watching Ethan Landers and Andrew Hale, but you got Patrick Broidy, Anthony Killer running from the championship. Tyler Deering having a good run here tonight in that 24 car as well with Tristan Bruce. Part of that also. That's Andrew Abbott's favorite driver.
Yeah, Tristan Bruce, and he's tried to get Andrew Abbott to crew chief that thing a couple of times, and Andrew's just been too expensive. We know he's a hot shot in the truck series, in the ARCA series, and other lower series. Thinks he's kind of too good to break into D and Q some days, but he's wrenched on that Young's Motorsports machine here, driven by Touch Me, Tease Me, and that thing's running good, so his stock's way up right now.
3 wide in front of Damian Jenks.
You help him throw $100 on. You help him throw $100 on Black at Dover, and he'll give you that double pigtail setup, no problem. You just got to get on his good betting side there.
I don't think Tristan Bruce needs any help. His dad's Trip Bruce, who was a past Truck Series Championship crew chief with Johnny Benson back in the day. So I don't think this can help him out as much as you think. Always good to have him out here running. He's done a good job. Kind of a rookie driver, and done a great job so far as we're on board with Damian Jenks. And it's crazy to me how tight these gaps can fill up, Jay-Z, just with one corner. Look at Damian Jenks. He's so much better in one corner, and the other one he just gets yarded. So I think you're right on the gear.
Yeah, it's the gear and how much you sold out that go-kart for the lefts versus the rights. If you notice, all the passing opportunities come after exiting a left-hand corner. So, conventional wisdom tells you a road course, totally equalize the go-kart left or right. But if you're trying to make time and speed, maybe you sell out a little bit for those left-hand turns to get that better run, as we see Kidwell there, put a kart length on the competitor behind him.
Kidwell looking
Yeah,
for that championship tonight. He's plus 41, so he's in a good spot here over Ethan Landers. You just got to be within striking distance of him. He's had 2 wins this year, and that became, at the beginning of the year, hit a little bit of a drought, though, in the middle of the season.
Yeah, Jay-Z, makes you wonder on some of these carts. The arrow setup here, it's a predominantly left-hand turn track. So would you take your left-hand turn body here, or would you go ahead and even it up a little bit like you would for a Watkins Glen as opposed to like a left-hand Sonoma?
No, I want that cart, mechanically free. So with the left-hand turns here, especially that money clip, and you want that cart to rotate. Maybe you leave that tail offset in there a little bit, right? Maybe that right rear corner is flared out a little bit. You have that downforce strip in the left front of the nose to plant it and help it pivot. Bill, I think that's a really good point. I think you want to keep your left-hand turn body on the race car for the intercourse.
Campolonia puts Thomas Backmarkham a lap down. He's sinking faster than buildsubmarines.com submersible. I see that sponsor on the Roush cars and it's like, man, a couple years ago, if that was on their car, it would have been very fitting. But they're running a lot better now, so can't really say that joking.
Now they're the best Ford team. Nitro, 5 to go.
Want to thank Nitro Manufacturing and Dick Timmons for being a part of the D&Q Karting Series videos. Nitro, 5 to go caution. Here we go. Can Campolonia hold them off? We'll see. This is a pretty stout field as we go back green.
Campolonia transitioning well into right-hand turns as he legs it out nice and smooth, shaven. 3 wide through the DeHaan money clip. That's the most that's ever fit in there. We know he's tight. 2 by 2 through the Bailey bus stop.
And just for the record, we did go back and look at all the bus stop guys that missed them. If you were forced and you couldn't miss it, we'll let you go. But there are a couple guys that cut it. We put them to the back. As, man, Kidwell just fighting for his life here for this championship. He's got to stay by Ethan Landers. It looks like he's doing a decent job as Landers gets into Hale in the Ultimate Racing Helmets bus stop. Check them out on Facebook. Dealer for Bell and Zamp helmets, and they are here as sponsors of that bus stop. But, man, are these guys going to need one if they flip this thing here.
Yeah, I hope Ferguson had an Ultimate helmet on because he needed it during the USAC series. But these guys don't have that cage, so when they tip it over, that Ultimate helmet is going to save their life.
I love my Bell RS7K here as we're watching the leader just run away with it, putting a huge lead in the rest of the field, looking like the GOP convention here. No one's even in the same zip code.
Campolonia out front, while the rest of the field is just absolute full-blown chop session back here. Looking like they've got their own rules, own government. Tent City way back there in the Ukraine area as the white flag is out for Campolonia, and that's his advantage.
Campolonia fights off a couple of lawsuits, a couple of fake charges, and he's charging his way to victory. Campolonia is going to take the checker flag here at the Nowhere.us.
Unfortunately for him, his exhaust was illegal, so let's go down to second place.
Jonathan Stewart finishes second. Man, you were second the whole race and then got hammered right there at the end.
Yeah, it was kind of neat.
And then had to fight your way back in that final 5 laps.
Yeah, I was getting by there, and I drove over a berm, and I almost came to a dead stop. Fortunately, worked out a little bit better, but Zach had us covered. So that was, good for him.
I mean, you never know when the intercourse is just going to sweep you off your feet, and that's what happened tonight. But he was able to stick in there, didn't premature, and out of this one finishes P2. Andrew Hale, P3 here at the intercourse. Tough battle out there, able to get through the scrum there in that final 5-lap caution.
Yeah, going into turn 2 there, I got hit in the rear, I hit somebody, I got hit again, locked wheels, and somehow I come out of that one. I thought I was going to the rear. And it was rough, hard racing. It was clean but rough for a road course, of course. I'd like to thank Jason over here. He's the one that got me into this and got it started. Rick at work. John Clark up here helped us last night. That's about it. Oh, and beef tips.
Shout out Beef Tips. You know we like our intercourse rough around here in the DNQ series.
Carolina Race Supplies Dash Series SRI Pole Award goes to Jonathan Stewart once again. We'll start on the front row with Stephen Talges, who fancies this racetrack.
Row number 2, Flying Ryan Ayers and Drew Herring.
Row number 3, Blaine Donahue and Bobby Showtime.
Brian Shaw and Tyler Treblecock, who should run well here.
Row number 6, Isaac Harris, saw him dominate earlier, and Leland Lambert.
Casey Meyer and Jesse Gagnon.
Jenna Welsh and Matt Murphy.
Row number 10, Charlie Furman and Cole Gumestad.
David Hutchins and Matthew Lambert.
Man, this is just
You need to get some better pictures. This
North
is
Carolina's finest. I worked on it this week. Let's take a look at this Carolina Race Supplies Dash Series. You got the small tires all the way around. That's the only difference from Pro Cup and Nowhere.us. So enjoy it here tonight. These guys have perfect stagger, JZ, the stagger that you would want to run on a road course, but they have it every week. So that graphic we touched on, wheel offset, seems to be the hot topic here in the Dash Series. We do have a rule on that, as we will spend the night on board with Robert Showalter.
Yeah, the Avenger one-man car stand should show us how his offset, how his setup works compared to the fields. We come through 3 and 4, the lights are out, they're in the box, and they're off and away. Green flag is out. Little contact there for seconds. They all pile into the right-hand turn. They're 2 and 3 wide, fighting through. 3 wide coming out of the money clip. Great action as we pile down the back straightaway.
Yeah, we've seen a couple 3-ways through Jack Bailey's bus stop. It's going to happen again to his very much delight. Everybody makes it through clean, no STDs. Everybody's on their way.
That Fauci left-hand turn is tough because you're coming off the banking in traditional DNQ 3 and 4, and you barely get that cart rotated, straight again before you gotta hit the binders and hit the apex at turn 1. As one goes
Isaac
wide,
Harris.
hits the barrier.
Isaac Harris just absolutely got side slammed there. And that's what happens sometimes when you're having some fun. You get those alimony payments, you get child support, you just get slammed like that out of nowhere, and that's what happens.
Looks like did he get slammed from behind? Oh!
Cole Gutney-Stad is flipped upside down. Those cruise missiles from America must have gotten him. Let's take a look at it again. What happened here?
Oh, right there, direct hit from a Patriot missile. Good thing that he had that ultimate helmet on, saved his life. Otherwise,
There
we
we go,
might
back
be
green.
sending the helicopters out for him.
Tauges trying to make a move there in Dan Marak's machine. He's battling for the lead. Let's go on board with Showalter. As we watch him head into the bus stop, watch out for those dirty girls down there.
You need all the protection you can get from Ultimate Racing Supply to make sure you end up safe at the end of the night of intercourse racing here. As Showtime puts a good move, gets a 2-for-1 special at 9 o'clock, lap dances the bus stop. He puts his sights towards the leaders and tries running them down.
Got that early bird special down there in one, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Showtime's got the draft now. Those two are running side by side. That's punching a bigger hole in the air. We see that long, sweeping turns, DNQ 3 and 4 there as they go out onto the big track. He can snip that draft, and you see him reel him in as those two cars battle in front of him.
I have not seen a lot of curb use since Carson Ferguson went for a digger there, JZ. Is that something that you see from the outside, watching it and go, you know what, maybe I should stay off of that stuff a little bit?
I think some of it's observation and some of it is just this being the Dash Series and the level of talent difference between that and maybe like Pro Cup or something like that. I think they just aren't comfortable doing it. They're not confident they can get to the left and still just barely kiss the curb on the right as Tatuges is under heavy assault from Craig Crossthread Smith. But don't look now. We've got Bobby Showtime running him down like a bat out of hell as the Amish missile takes the lead over Tatuges through the bus stop. And I don't know if it's just me, Bill, but it looks like Tatuges is sitting up in the cart on purpose, sitting way over the wheel outside of the normal driving position.
Yeah, that's the power hump That's the power hump position there. And you see he gets a blast from behind from Bobby Showtime. Showtime takes that second spot away from him. I don't know if they just couldn't get enough nose weight in that car or what's going on, but it's not working out for Talges now.
Well, that power hump has a time limit, Bill, and sometimes when you get those abs going, they're only going to last for a few minutes, so you're going to start fading fairly quickly, and I feel like that's what we're watching right now.
Yeah, I agree.
It's tough when you move your CG up that high. The weight transfer is way more dynamic. Where if you do it with setup and the mechanical transfer in the go-kart, it's way more predictable, and you're better off hitting your line. So I don't know if they just put a sprint style seat in there or if he's actually leaning forward. It's hard to tell from our view up here in the booth, but it's definitely odd. It's got him on the podium now, but it's definitely odd.
It's like the old car where you put a shit ton of camber and nose weight in that thing and it would haul ass for at least a lap. There's a start part setup. It would be so fast for the first couple laps. I would put a block of foam behind my back if I was going to sit like that the whole race instead of just leg it out. But hey, he's still P3, which is not saying much because I'm sure a lot of people in this field are not in very good shape.
He's still the fastest tire changer in DNQ.
That's a good point. Jonathan Stewart works at Helmar Friesen Racing. Showtime hangs bodies for Xfinity teams, and we have a tire changer up front. So well represented is the racing community here tonight in the Dash Series races.
What car is Talges on now? I know they got switched around here.
He's on one of those Penske cars. I think he's on the 2 now.
Oh, okay.
Poor guy.
Better than the 21.
Could be worse.
Yes, this is true.
Could always be worse, right? You always got to look at the positives. Or you could work at 7-Eleven. So
that ain't the boss's kid. So yeah,
that's right.
Better chance of not getting fired. Right now, the Amish running back legging it out as Bobby Showtime trying to cut some clean laps. We see those spec gauges flashing red on that 5 car. It makes you wonder if he's taped off a little bit too much. That engine's getting hot and cutting out power now.
Yeah, he's trying to cut brake duct fans off, trying to figure out how to get that car to rotate a little bit better and run down the missiles. We're counting down the laps here, and the missile's in great position. Bobby Showtime really laid on the brakes in the right-hand turn, right on the bumper of the missile. But the missile gets such a good run out of the money clip here and through the bus stop. I don't know what Bobby's going to do to be able to get by him.
Watch Showtime's diamond into the Elon Musk right-hand turn right here. He makes up time, but he loses it all going up the bus stop, or the money clip, as we change the camera view like a dumbass.
Yeah.
However, if we get to look at it again, he does a serious diamond into that corner and makes up a ton of room, but just pays for it so bad on exit.
Yeah, you can see him pinch it down on the exit of the money clip, which compromises his entry into the Ultimate Helmet Supply bus stop. As I think our Nitro 5 to go is out, you can just see it kills all the speed down the back straight away. I'd love to see him open up that wheel. Hopefully his spotter's in his ear, letting him know where he's getting beat.
Here we go. We'll see if we can make it out of this corner into the money clip safely, as we've got one around. Cole Gudmestad goes around. No surprise. I don't even know if that's him. Jen Welsh involved in that as well, but let's see if Showalter can do something with Stewart.
Stewart trying to keep some momentum up on the outside there, but as we go through the Fauci left-hand turn, he's turning right faster than Joe Rogan right now and cuts it back left, keeps it on budget through the DeHaat money clip, pulls those 2-3 car lengths on Showtime. Oh, and we're hung up in the DeHaat money clip. No surprise here. We got Brian Shaw and somebody else, but things get real tight there, and sometimes the budget gets cut.
He opened that entry up a little bit there, Jay-Z, and it looks like it's helping him, but he's still getting yarded off of that corner right there.
Yeah, I think the gearing on the 92 car is just too good. He's got that thing dialed in, and even though Showtime can do a little bit better on the brakes and the technical stuff, the old 92 just drives out of his life as we get to the faster parts of the racetrack.
Ryan Ayers and Steven Talges battling it out. I saw a piece of body go flying during that race between the two of them as well. Could have been a piece of the bus stop as we're watching these guys navigate the final laps here tonight. Let's go on board with Showalter and take a lap with him.
Oh, absolutely full red, full send right now. If that thing blows, it's done. He's just trying to cut good corners right now and run down the Amish missile. But, man, right there, hits the solid rocket boosters and fires down that backstretch. Showtime just can't keep up through the fast stuff.
We have turn 4. Stewart's going to take the win at the line. He's going to lose it in the tech shed due to wheel offset. Let's go down to victory lane.
Oh, man, sanctions.
Showalter, man, I thought you had something for him there at the end. Just seemed like you kind of needed a few laps to get wound up.
Needed about 2 more horsepower. Yeah, we were good. He was beating me a little bit there in the bus stop and coming back out of the paper clip there. So, congratulations to him. Man, I thought I was a ringer. I talked shit last week, and here I am finished second. But we still gotta make it through the tech shed, and we'll see if we can win it that way, I guess.
We'll come up a bit short in intercourse, but looking for some sort of technical victory. I don't know how that works in intercourse, but I guess he's about to find out. With getting a PBR from your victor, Jonathan Stewart, pending tech. I asked you the same question I asked everybody else. How's that intercourse?
So this is a little embarrassing, but I'm a first-time intercourser.
Oh, we got a virgin.
It's as good as everybody told me it was going to be. I was practicing, getting ready for this, and it was awesome.
What does practice entail? Is it like a lot of looking at old tapes of watching other people do it?
Help a lot. Yep. Learned a ton from tapes, but then just a little time on my own was what it really took.
A lot of free videos on the internet. Did you pay anybody for any type of services?
No, absolutely not. No, that's just a thing with me, but whatever floats other people's boats. But yeah, it was awesome. So I got to thank my buddy Jonathan Stewart. We set up 2 carts together. We're working together all the time. And then he gets in his, and he wins races, and a big fat guy gets in mine. And tonight I finished 3rd, so it's awesome.
Yeah, well, Jay Stu mentioned it in his, Joe mentioned it in his. I think they're going to tie their dicks together and get married.
The Skate Pool Cup Series, Showalter has had a busy night, and he is on the pole for the Cup race. He'll share that outside pole with Mark Ellis, and man, these two have been battling out for a championship. It'll be interesting to watch.
Row number 2, Jimmy Allen Jr. and Mike Connorino.
Row 3, J.R. Norris and Alfredo Hidalgo.
Austin Thompson and Derek Kale, another top 5 points competitor in this row.
Matt Modi and Curtis Marco.
Adam Welch, and Mickey Root.
Aaron Hodges and Brad Lyon will round out the field for tonight's Escape Pool Cup Series 410. Clone engines. Man, does it get any better than this?
No, this is going to be a great race, especially if it's anything like the race we saw earlier in Pro Cup.
I mean, even the dash race was pretty good. Here we go. Showalter fires in the box. He's got plenty of laps. Jay-Z, is there a point where you race too many features and you start getting tired? We're getting ready to find out with Showalter and what kind of shape he's in as Ellis makes the move. It's really good to watch these two thoroughbreds go at it here in the Cup Series, isn't it?
Absolutely, both those dudes are big capital Y in the XY chromosome, man. They are men's men. I don't think any amount of racing is going to tire them out. They can race with a BAC of .20 and still get it done, I'm sure. So we'll see what happens. We're on board with Jimmy Allen Jr. in the Avenger kart stand, one-man kart stand, and our overhead shot on the right here of a very frantic Escape Pool Cleaning Cup Series feature event here as the leaders make their way out of the bus stop in through D&Q 3 and 4. Showtime putting on a clinic right now, showing people how to get it done.
Is it really any surprise that the black cart is leading the white cart in the intercourse, Jay-Z?
I don't think so. The data's come back, and the performance over the years has shown that the black cart's going to have a little extra length, a little extra grip, a little extra stroke, you know what I mean, to get it done in the intercourse. There's just nothing some of these white carts can do about it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mark Ellis
They're
looking
at a
for
big disadvantage.
Yeah. Right now, Mark Ellis looking for a capsule of Extends and maybe a handful of Viagra or Cialis if he's going to try to take it to Showalter. Right now, Showalter taking everything that he learned from all his intercourse earlier and pulling out all the trick bucket.
Gotta say, Ellis has done a lot better. I know that he struggled at this road course is J.R. Norris. Man, he's a rookie in Cup, but he learned a lot, and he is up to the 4th position so far in this race. He struggled, won the ARCA championship last year. He's back out here racing, and he gets turned. That's typical. That sucks.
Yeah.
Just having a good run, you know, has had a rough year in his rookie year in Cup, and just gets turned like that. Tough break.
Yeah, didn't pay enough to the right there and got turned left. So that happens in politics and in racing. Right now we're watching the battle for, what is that? The podium spot. Yeah, so right now Norris has the position. Getting through that bus stop, and the other 2 following are going to have to get in line, shove each other, not battle, so they can catch up to Norris.
Jimmy Allen, glad to have him back in the Cup Series. Had a very nice career when we were running the High Line, and now he's back to come around and mess around for a little bit, and glad to see him back, and the whole Allen family. It's a big part of D&Q there for a short amount of time, but he's having a great run here in 3rd tonight. Fighting off Derek Kale, who is battling for Rookie of the Year in the Cup Series in that B2B Paint Solutions Rookie of the Year fight. He is leading in the Cup Series.
Yeah, doing very well. First year in the series. There's a lot to learn, and the learning curve is steep here in D&Q.
And Mike Conarino makes his way around Derek Kale as he's trying to get to the inside of Jimmy Allen, who is doing a great job. These guys have that big arc into that corner, and it really helps Allen get that run off. Showalter, oh man, Conarino getting smacked around there. Tough break for him.
Yeah, that was as much on him as it was the guy behind him. He just got loose at the tightest part of the racetrack, and if I'm that guy behind him, I'm not lifting either, to be honest. So tough break for Conarino. He was able to keep going, though didn't lose too many spots.
Getting beat up like Jeb Bush in a 2018 or 17 presidential debate. Man, this is so cool that Jeremy and Ashley Burnett let us have this racetrack to do stupid stuff like this. And I know that they enjoy a challenge. They're on board Robert Showalter. But next year, we're going to test track configuration, JZ. Just a little teaser here for everybody at home. That may blow their mind, and we may run it more than once next year. So stay tuned on that. We've got a winter test coming up. Should be pretty interesting stuff.
Well, I'm excited. It's a little bit of a field of dreams here, where if you build it, they will come. And we're still getting really good car counts here, and people want to come out and have fun running this. They appreciate the uniqueness of D&Q, both in the racing itself and the broadcast. No one else does it like D&Q. I'm excited to hear about that new track configuration and see how testing goes.
I honestly don't know how it could be any better.
Absolutely. Well, you just wait. We have a test coming up. We're gonna test something that will be very interesting, to say the least, and we're excited about it. But anyway, and look at D&Q. I mean, we've started this almost 10 years ago, Bill. We've been doing these videos, and it's come a very long way since drinking in the room with the green screen in the background.
It has. We've developed with the technology, and yeah, D&Q's definitely grown a lot, and we want to keep that growth going.
The Hoosier Fall Final, will be the 100th Cup Series feature event. Very excited for that one. Going to be a big race. And, man, we couldn't do it without all you fans on the YouTube page watching and all the drivers that have made this possible. Been an amazing ride so far, as there is our Nitro 5 to go caution in this Cup Series, man. Ultra competitive, almost 10 years of competition.
Go on board with Jimmy Allen Jr. here, fighting for the top spot. Let's see if he can get through the hot money clip without an unannounced Amazon package showing up at the door. He does. He gets through. He's on the podium right now, trying to shove Mark Ellis to get up there and fight with Bobby Showtime, who has held the lead this entire race.
Yeah, shout out to Mark Ellis for learning a lot. I mean, we had a test here. Showalter was here, Ellis was here, and Ellis honestly struggled at the road course. Didn't run very well at all. But maybe the finishes were not indicative of the running order, but he has done very well here tonight.
Yeah, he's had speed. He's figuring out that go-kart. He knows what it likes. He knows what it hates. Shout out to him for coming out and testing and figuring out what didn't work, going back the complete opposite direction, and having a strong showing. And outside of Bobby Showtime having the race of his life, doing very, very well here tonight with 3 to go.
Yeah, the Dale Earnhardt of the Escape Pool Cup Series is out front. Now we've got the Jeff Bodine in the next row in the Hunt Brothers Pizza Machine. And, man, this rivalry has just been really fun to watch. And if you guys were at the Iredell County Fair and know some of the backstories there, it got even better with the next video that's coming out as well. These guys they'll race each other extremely hard on track, and even off the track, there's some tension there, so it's really fun to watch them race.
Yeah, 2 just really hard-nosed competitors that are really good at what they do. It looks like, those laps have paid off for Bobby Showtime. He's only got 1 more to go. We talked about him getting tired. It looks like he was able to think about baseball or something and pound on through.
Showalter's going to take home the victory, and he's going to take it home in double points. Let's go down to victory lane.
Showalter in victory lane for the Cup feature here, intercourse night. Things in the tech shed have changed once again. I think this makes you a 2-time winner, barring your round through the tech shed. But you called your shot. You said you were ready. I called you Van Gisbergen, and you kind of lived up to it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think if Dinger was out here, I would have given him his run for money. But yeah, I think running that race, probably the race before, probably got me a little bit track condition and where the bumps were at compared to where the rest of the guys. Where the rest of everything was at, and this thing's been fast. I'm usually pretty decent here at the road course. Got a couple more trophies back at the shop, so yeah, as long as we can pass it in tech shed, we'll be good to go.
I mean, intercourse is always tough. Always got to fight for it. Is it just making it to the end? I mean, not coming out premature.
Yeah, you don't always want to finish quick. So yeah, if you can just get by on the restarts and get out in front of everybody before they plow into you and push you into the back straightaway like they did in the dash race, yeah, you got a chance. I mean, when you're back there 5th to 10th, I mean, I'm sure it's probably a clusterfuck. So being up front's awesome, yeah. But yeah, intercourse, man. Love the intercourse.
Love the intercourse, and he gets a nice golden Ashley to take home for all your intercourse. And Bobby Showtime, your winner in the Cup Series. Mark Ellis, a very quiet night in the intercourse. Nothing spectacular happened. Nothing bad happened. It was just a good night of intercoursing.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to do was finish and just bring it home in one piece. I know there's been a lot of activity out here tonight. And hats off to Showalter. Good job. Hell of a driver at the road course. He's proven that over the years. Just glad to be here. We'll continue our run into the next event, and appreciate Hunt Brothers staying on board with me, giving me all the support, and you guys in the job that you do here. So thank you.
Mark Ellis, quiet night here at Millbridge Speedway, but P2 of intercourse and still intercourse. Austin Thompson crept into the top 3 there at the end. I didn't even know you were out here until like the last 3 laps.
Yeah, I would have been a lot better if I didn't qualify like a bag of shit, but I guess that's part of it. I've never run any road course stuff. Kyle's out of town, so I'm filling in for him. But I appreciate them guys. Man, this thing's fast. Just really driver error in qualifying. Should have qualified better, put us in better contention. But 9th to 3rd, I take it. Wish we could have run a little bit better, but it is what it is.
Well, foreplay wasn't there, but finished pretty decent here in the intercourse. Here, Jimmy Allen Jr. You finished what, 3rd? Where'd you finish? I don't know. It's like you were finished 5th or 6th. Just did you fall out of the seat?
A little bit.
I mean, not many excuses you give for premature night in the intercourse.
Yeah, that's so. The reason why I asked for this interview is my baby's turning 1 tomorrow, so this video will live in YouTube forever with all the other crazy stuff you guys probably said during the race. So happy birthday, Elena. Daddy loves you. You make Mommy and Daddy so proud. And next year we'll do this again, and then we'll do it when you're 2, 3, 4, and as long as Daddy can race until he gets too fat. And I'm already pretty fat, so. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Well, he didn't get the trophy in this intercourse, but he's definitely got a trophy for the real one.
Let's take a look at the Pro Cup Series, and John Kidwell will be your champion. And these are the 10 drivers that will have a chance at the national championship.
Oh man, this is a great class too. Johnny Kidwell showed out when he needed to. Brandon Connor, we saw him run good all year, flying Ryan Ayers, cross-thread Craig Smith. Huge improvement from last year.
Yeah, a cross thread. He used to be a running joke in DNQ, right? Sorry, Craig, we love you, man. We're just happy to see you doing well. You know, I think we're supposed to be professional, but I think everyone's happy when you see cross thread Craig Smith finish in the top 5. You got the Iceman and newcomer rookie Alex Kirk in 6th spot in a very competitive field. So it's good to see some of these guys up there. You know, Ben Murphy, consistent, not the fastest, but consistent, and that gets him through the national championship.
Beef Tips Motorsports got a lot of work to do if they're going to take home that championship. And Craig Smith has Johnny Oliverio as his crew chief, so very, very talented crew chief on top of the pit box there for Craig Smith, as those guys will head into the national championship at the Iredell County Fairground. Let's take a look at the Carolina Racing Supply Dash Series. Zach Campolonia has a solid margin now over Blaine Donahue, as Robert Showalter subbed for him tonight, and that gives him the points lead. But you got, guys within striking distance with 3 races to go. And remember, the last 2 races we do not drop the worst, so we won't drop the worst finish out of the last 2 races. So get ready. You have one bad night, you are not getting that back.
Yeah, but tonight really paid off for Campolonia. He ran up front all night long. And did what he needed to do to keep that points lead. 125 points isn't a lock yet. Blaine Donahue, flying Ryan Ayers, those are a couple of really strong guys. And if they show up at the fair and the last 2 races of the year, you can claw that back, and we could be, going into the last race talking about who needs to finish where, and it's going to be a matter of a few spots.
Yeah, the fair, just like the road course, is kind of a wild card, right? The track doesn't get much use during the year. Jeremy goes out there and does a good job prepping it, but it's still really green dirt, for lack of a better term, and that track will evolve and change a lot. So we'll see if someone like Ayers can maybe find that magic in his setup and overcome that deficit and pull out a W at the fair. It's going to be fun to watch.
Take a look at the Cup Series, and man, do we have tight margins here now with that win with Showalter. 8 points behind, and even Beatty and Welsh, and don't even count out Kale, because I've seen it happen before. The top 5 all have a shot at this champion.
Again, we know that battle is intense between those top 2. We watched it here tonight. They finished 1-2. They're the 2 fastest cars in this series, and they're the top 2 in the points, battling it out. But Kyle Beatty didn't show up tonight. Bad Kitty also. Those are 2 really fast cars too, and we know they do really well at the fair. So Ellis and Showtime, they need to not do something dumb like take each other out and fuck up and let Kyle Beatty win this thing.
Yeah, and you got a rookie Kale in 5th spot. He's a little ways back, but he still could probably get to 3rd place if he plays his cards right. Adam Welch, we talked about in the beginning of the broadcast. Can he close? He's won races. He's been on pole. He's been fast. But can he, put it all together to overcome the consistency and the brilliance that has been Ellis's season and the late surge from Showalter?
We'll see how it plays out at the Iredell County Fair. We've got 2 races after that. We do not drop their finishes. So, gonna get very exciting. We know those 2 don't like each other. And even Adam Welsh gets involved. You never know what's going to happen. Let's take a look at the Nowhere.us Busch Series. And congratulations to Anthony Kidwell, who's going to take home the title. He gained 1 point tonight over Ethan Landers. Alex Lacanada in 3rd. And these are the other half of the top 10. Now we've seen the 2 top 10s for the national championship. Where does a champion come from? Does it come from the Busch Series or the Pro Cup Series?
Well, being that Kidwell won both series, I bet it comes out of that camp. That's a tough one. These are 2 really good series racing against each other with 2 really good groups. Alex Lacanada pulled it out of his ass last year and won the whole thing. He might be able to do it again.
Yeah, and you got a rookie like Landers who doesn't know what he doesn't know. He sees the guys from the Pro Cup Series. He sees Kidwell racing and says, who the fuck are these guys? I don't care. I have no respect for them. I'm going to win this whole thing. So he could, drive with his hair on fire and surprise everyone. So if we get a dirt draft going, my money might be on him.
Pit Stop Performance USAC Series. Man, what a swing we just saw happen in points here. Todd Chafee gets in here in the points lead, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Russia invades Ukraine with the full force and steam with China and the BRICS nations. And now all of a sudden, he's looking at a 43-point deficit and a national debt that is out of control. He needs a stimulus package really bad for the next 3 races.
Todd Chafee showed up to the intercourse and ran like broke dick, and now he's back in third. So I couldn't have said it any better myself there, Bob.
Yeah, his race kind of fell flat. He's just sort of limp into the playoffs here in the 3rd spot. And maybe he can turn this around and charge a little hard into the next round and try to win one at the fair instead of falling flaccid on his face.
You never know. Sometimes you're a
There's a lot of dick
disappointment, and there's no really explaining that. It's just how you perform. So we're going to see what these next 3 races play out here for the Pit Stop Performance USAC Series. But all the championships are still pretty tight. That old Winston Cup point system still works, doesn't it?
Absolutely. No need for any shenanigans or any fake drama here in the DNQ Series. We just straight up race, and it's as exciting as it gets.
Amen, bro.
Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us for the DNQ road course race, and we go to the Idaho County Fairs. 2 nights of exciting racing action. Got a lot of stuff to talk about there at the fair. For Bill and Jay-Z, I am Bob Duato, and we will see you guys at the greatest people watching area of North Carolina, Troutman, for the Iredell County Fair race. We'll see you guys there whenever the video comes out. We already ran the race, but we'll do the video later. So we appreciate it, and we'll see you later.